everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Nina. I'm a life transformation coach, and today I'm going to be answering a question that I get all the time, and this week is no exception. I probably got this question 3 or 4 times. So the question is, how can I learn to forgive myself for past mistakes and to let go of the past? So firstly, I think this is something that we can all relate to. I know this is something that I've definitely struggled with in the past as well, and something that I think most of us go through from time to time. We can really start to ruminate over the things that we wish we had done better, and to really start to punish ourselves in a lot of cases for the mistakes that we have made. And firstly, it is important that we own up to our mistakes, that we admit our mistakes, but it's also important that we really stop holding on to the guilt and the shame that we can feel that is associated with these past mistakes. Because, we can make corrections if we can, if that's possible, but at some point we have to understand that we do need to let go. Holding on to such negative emotions really provide no benefit to us and our life. They just cause us to experience continuous suffering. It keeps us from being our best self. It keeps us from moving forward in our life, and it keeps us from realizing that these events, these mistakes, these situations, they do not define us. They are not the only aspect of our life. Yes, they are things that happened in the past that we don't want to ignore, or that we, don't want to pretend didn't happen. But those are just one piece of our life, just one small piece. And we need to be able to get past these things so that we can learn to be our best self, so that we can learn to move forward in our life. So how can we successfully do this? So the first thing that we have to do is, just like in any other situation, which is to acknowledge our feelings. We need to validate our own feelings. And it doesn't matter how we are feeling, and even if other people say they are wrong, they are valid because we are experiencing them. So we have to validate that we are feeling this way, and we have to really kind of get to the root of why we are feeling this way. Why are we constantly bringing up these memories and these negative emotions? Do we need closure? Do we feel like we need to make an apology? What are we looking for? Are we looking to punish ourselves? What are we trying to accomplish by trying to hold on to these feelings? So many times it's just the fact that we haven't really faced our feelings. A lot of times these feelings are going on in the background. They're playing in a loop over and over and over, and we're trying to go forward with our life without acknowledging these feelings, without taking a moment to really cry about them and to express ourselves and to get to the bottom of these emotions. If we always push them away and we never address them, we can never really get past them. So it's so important that we really take the time to be with ourselves, to sit with our feelings, and to acknowledge the emotions that are really coming up for us, and to really get to the bottom of why. The second thing that we can do is to realize that no matter how big the mistake was and how much we maybe can't wrap our head around how we could have possibly made that choice at the time, or how we could have acted in that way, just know that at that moment, for whatever reason, you reacted that way. You did the best you could at that moment. We can't go back and know exactly how we were feeling or be in that exact situation. There was some need that got met by acting in that way, or maybe we just didn't have enough information at the time, but we did the best we could at that time. And we have to understand that every day we wake up, we're a new person. We learn more, we have more life experiences, we grow as a person. So the person that we are in this moment maybe can't relate at all to what the person in the past could have been thinking when they made the decision or made the mistake that they did. And so we just have to offer forgiveness for that person in the past that was doing the best they could, and offer that person self-love and self-compassion, because we all do make mistakes. Another thing that we can do is to look at the situation and really analyze it and determine how much of our guilt that we are experiencing is actually rational. A lot of times we can really punish ourselves for things that we had no control over, that we couldn't have done anything differently in the situation, or really wasn't up to us, or it was just something that really didn't involve us directly. A lot of times we assume responsibility for these things, but we really truly aren't responsible for them. So that's something that we need to think about as well. And if that's not the case in our current situation, that's fine too. But we still have to realize that holding on to guilt after we have acknowledged our mistake, after we have learned the lessons from the mistake, after we have reminded ourselves that we are not perfect, after we have reminded ourselves that we are a new person that would make new choices, we've got to let the guilt go. We've got to really understand that punishing ourselves over and over and over again does nothing for us. It does not help us in any way. We are not a martyr. It is not something that is going to, add to humanity in the long run. What's going to make the world a better place is if we can forgive ourselves and we can, understand that we are human beings that do make mistakes, so that we can get out there and be our best self and to make better choices in the future and live our best life, do better next time. It just provides us with an opportunity to be that better person. We understand what we don't want to do. We will never make that mistake again, that's for sure. And it helps us to understand the type of person that we really want to be, the type of things that we want to offer this world. And we can do that once we forgive ourselves. But if we're constantly punishing ourselves and keeping us trapped in the past where this mistake was made, we can't go forward. We can't be that good person. We can't add to this world. So that's something that we have to remember as well. I know sometimes we also tend to focus on these mistakes and these situations because we are worried about potential consequences that could happen in the future because of the things that has happened. And that's understandable. However, we have to know that we're a lot more resilient. We're a lot more strong than we think. We are warriors. And when situations come up because of the mistakes, if that ever does happen, which usually isn't the case, but if there are negative consequences, know that we will be able to get through whatever we have to get through. If we have a situation that comes up, we're not going to know ahead of time what that situation is going to be, what the consequences actually are going to be. But we have to know that we will get through them when we have to get through them, when we need to get through them. We've gotten through every other thing that we've ever gotten through in our life, and we're going to get through these things, as well. So we can't just try to brainstorm potential negative consequences that are going to come from this mistake. If consequences come, then we will address them and deal with them when they come. But we're not going to know what those consequences could be, and there could be no consequences. This could be completely past us. So we need to kind of live in the moment, be in the here and now, be present in the now, and know that our future self will take care of anything that needs to be taken care of. We will get through these things just like we've gotten through everything else that we have ever gotten through. So we really just have to start to notice when we are playing this mental tape in the back of our head over and over and over again, or even in the front of our mind over and over and over again. Rumination really solves nothing. I'm going to go ahead and link down a video below all about rumination if that's something that is happening for you, where you just have these thoughts that are just on that continuous loop over and over and over in your mind. And what we can do when we are having these ruminating thoughts, we can, kind of break the cycle by distracting ourselves, by doing something else, by noticing that these thoughts are there, and then directing our attention elsewhere. So we could go for a walk, or we could, go exercise, or read a book, or watch a movie, or call a friend. Something else, but we need to break the cycle, and we can do that when we begin to notice that we are just going over these mistakes again over and over and over in our head again. So we need to break the cycle whenever we see it. And if you are experiencing so much guilt that you really feel like you can't get rid of yet, what you can do is kind of prove to yourself that you are a good person by getting out there and doing things that make you feel good about yourself. Because guess what? You are a good person, and you don't deserve to hold on to this guilt forever. But if you're not ready to realize that yet, go out and volunteer. Do something nice for someone. Shovel someone's driveway. Call someone that is lonely right now. And always, if there are things that you can do to help correct the situation, that's not always the case. If there are apologies that need to be made, go ahead and do these things, because if it's going to help you feel better, it's going to help you move on. But get out there and do things that remind you that you are a good, loving, caring person, and that this mistake does not define you. It does not define your future. We create our own future every single day. We always make new choices. We can always evolve as a person, but don't allow yourself to just be stuck in the past where you made that one mistake or that one series of mistakes, whatever it is. There's always that decision that you can make, that you are going to forgive yourself and move forward. Today is a new day. Tomorrow is a new day. Every day is a fresh day and a fresh chance for you to commit to being your best self and to not allow these things to happen ever again. Will you make different mistakes? Yeah, you will. We'll all make different mistakes, but we can know that we're not going to make that mistake again. So I truly hope this video was helpful to you, and if it was, please like it, share it. If you aren't a subscriber, go ahead and become part of our community. We definitely want you to be connected. And I thank you so much for spending time with me today. Have an absolutely amazing day.